I don't know what I got, but I got it.
You're number one in my book, Frank.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about how it all started for Frankie and the Fashions. Now, who were the original lead? Who was the original group?
The original, actually, there was a pre-group that contained my cousin Bob Croce. The first time we heard "I Wonder Why" by Dion and the Belmonts, it was 1958. He's a year older than me, and I was 13 in 58. He was 14. We started trying to duplicate that two-part, and it was a little difficult. So we had this guy in the neighborhood, another Italian kid. His name was Ronnie Ditro, and from 39th and Lancaster, down about a mile from where we lived, there was a guy named Jack Donadio. And we became Dino and the Dukes. And of course, I had to be Dino, and I took Dion's name and took the O and switched it with the I, and there it was Dino. And we kind of, Jackie he went into service early, and Ronnie did too. They both went in the Navy. So we got two guys from Upper Darby, Harry Bedrosian and Anthony Morrow. Anthony Morrow, actually, our grandparents used to play together in Italy. And his grandmother was my uncle's godmother. So we were kind of family, but we didn't know it. And we met at a dance, and we were about ready to get into a fight. And it turned into that, like, kind of we knew each other, and we got to be best friends. He was the second tenor, the original. Harry Bedrosian was the original baritone. My cousin Bobby Croce was the original first tenor, and of course I was the original lead. Anthony, unfortunately, was killed on a motorcycle not long after Funny Girl was recorded.
Wow.
Yeah, he was very young. I think he was just ready to turn 17. He was 16 on to 17, and you know that was a tragedy for all of us. I mean, and personally, and also with the group. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how Frankie and the Fashions evolved, you know. And what we did was we met Billy Carlucci and Pete Therese from Billy and the Essentials, and they had written this song "Funny Girl" for us. They liked our group. They wanted to produce us. We were going to be on Mercury Records. We recorded with the same trombones, the same rhythm section that they did with Maybe You'll Be There. We were right there ready to rock and roll. Anthony was killed, and also the manager who was going across the country was murdered. He was murdered. He was hitchhiking, distributing one of Billy's records, you know, across the country. That's the way it was done in those days. All right, let me take a breath and give you a chance.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, that's how it all started. We're gonna we'll put another Frankie and the Fashions song on here, and then we'll talk a little more.
That sounds good.
All right.
All righty.
Let's see here. What we got queued up? This is one I remember when this first came out. It's a great side that Frankie did a couple of years ago, and it was originally done by a group called the Blue Sonnets on Columbia, and. Frankie and Frankie knows I love this song, and I remember when he released it. It's called "Thank You, Mr. Moon."
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good start, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Ed Engel from Crystal Ball. He pitched this to me, this song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it is. Do you have anything wet in here?
There's some water. If you just hang